Hey everyone, here we are back with part 6 of the Shopping Street by Lego Icons. This is set number 11371. Contains 3,456 pieces, and the set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. So yes, we are working on the second floor of this beast, and this wasn't too bad. The instructions were easy to follow. A score's still sitting at an 8. That's not too terribly bad. And yeah, so this is what bags 9 and 10 cover. And it was a very quick build, so this wasn't too hard or difficult to put together. Well, today is your lucky day because we are going to be focusing on bags 11 and maybe 12. It depends on how long bag 11 is, because it looks like now we're going to start adding some furnishings and stuff inside this build. Okay, so it's not terribly bad. So, let me get everything set up here, find the right number. Let's begin. Let's build it. And today is the 22nd of November 2025. So yeah, we're still here. Uh-oh. Maybe I'll have to do a single video on this. You know why? I got 2 of these. Now I could put this on the other video. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I probably won't. We'll see how far this one goes, because so far it didn't look too bad, does it? This is where the problem lies, is in these little bags, because there's a lot of smaller parts in there too. Oh yeah, look at all that small stuff. And we've only half unbagged. We haven't unbagged the other one yet. And my nose is a bit stuffy, so if I sound whiny or cranky, I was out sanding some wood earlier today, where it got too dark and cold outside. So I want to get some stuff going around the house. So it looks like we're starting on the step here. I wish they would have used another color for the highlights. But yeah, we've got to start with the most smallest possible pieces as we can. Okay. Now, here's the deal. Be good. I was watching something on the news about this kid pushing his mother down, and I just thought, really? During the holidays, too? No, don't do that. That's not good. Oh my gosh, just behave, you know, that kind of thing. I just saw something on the news. It's like, really? Seriously? Alright. But yeah, just some random stuff that I saw, you know. So I'm going to try to do as many of these as I can. We'll see how long this bag takes us. I try to build as promptly as I can, but sometimes I can't just speed build through these. So far so good. We're getting there. Okay, and then this, oh wait a minute, we don't want a plate, we want a tile. Oh yeah, these are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just my notes from my own, for the review offer. So these are not to be considered as such. Yeah, I have to read that off. Okay, looks like that plugs into there. Not too bad at all. Okay. All right. Well, at least now we're getting to some big pieces now. Okay, and we skipped 2 studs, and we put one of these long ones, these 1x12 bricks. Those are kind of getting to be kind of scarce to find, so I try to hoard them up. Okay, looks like we got ourselves another stair to put in there, or a step. Looks like that's all we're doing. This whole bag is just putting that in there. Yeah, saw that clip on the news about this kid being mean to his mom. I'm like, dude, seriously. Oh man, you better be glad you're not my kid. Well, that would not have ended well. If it was, I wouldn't be here doing Lego videos right now. Alright. He won't be getting any gifts from Santa Claus. Alright. Yeah, my nose is a little stuffed up today. I may have to mute the video several times to clear my sinuses. Alright. Okay, now I gotta put something else together here. At least we're doing a little bit of everything. I'm not just sitting here focusing on small stuff, but okay, we got these hinge plates, but I don't need those. Oh, wait a minute, I need a brown one, not that. Okay, I got you. Messing up again. Got to be careful. Santa Claus won't bring me any gifts if I'm careless on this. Okay. Alright, looks like the picture. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Okay. And we're no, we're not done with that sub-step yet. Got a long ways to go. Yeah, this set's not bad at all. It's pretty entertaining. I really want to get into it. I've just got a bunch of other things. We're already starting to put up our Christmas tree today. So, the last installment probably heard something about drama. Well, now it kind of blew over, which is really good. So that makes it even better. Except this is already crumbling apart. Alright. And then after that, this goes in here. So we're just doing another section of the staircase. Alright. Not too bad at all. Now we got to put some more wall up here. Don't go over there. Let's see. The round back on these things is cool, but sometimes I wish they were squared off. Set that there. What do people usually call it when you watch pointless stuff on the internet? What is it called? Brain rot? Sometimes I gotta watch silly stuff like news clips and stuff on the tube just for the heck of it. Just be thankful that it's not me doing any of that stuff. Okay. And then now we got to do another side over here. Alright. Alright, before we do, this goes here, and then that goes there like that. And then we got to get one of these. Well, not that part. That one's what I need here. Alrighty. Wait, huh? Wait, hold on, I'm messing up here. Something. Oh, wait, let me look here. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. I'm looking at step 266, but I only need to look at this one here. Well, let me keep this guy because I need this for the future step. Sometimes these big books, they just... You're not paying attention, boy, you could really mess up. Like, why doesn't that fit in there? Well, I'm glad it's only could fit in one way. I never heard the phone going off. You know how you got the phone on set, you hear the buzzing noise? I think that goes there. Let's see here. No, it goes right in there. Like that. That's where I was messing up at right there. And Alright, so then this guy here, the one we made by accident, that goes there. Okay, that's, at least I survived that. Hey, at least I make mistakes and I'm not lying to you. Yeah, watch the videos all the way because I make a mistake. Yeah, it's better to catch it now. Wait. Okay, that's a 4. I need a 3. It was sticking over one side. Maybe that's the price to pay to watch brain rot, huh? Sometimes I gotta just get away from everything and just kind of just okay, well, let's put that in there. It's a 2-step process, but and then I'm just going to grab the angle bracket. It'd be easier doing it like this, like that, and then set this down here. So it looks like we're getting ready to put a face on that too. I don't know. All right, so now, well, hold up. Okay, now we're putting together more stairs. And this is not the exciting part of the build, but hey, you know what? At least we're doing something here. All right. Yeah, I like the big pieces better. I should have combined this with the other video more and more, but maybe just kind of keep it like that, because this one installment is going to have 3 bags, and the other installment was probably under 30 minutes. That's what I'm kind of thinking here. I don't know. All right, stick that in there. Just kind of wiggle that all the way down in there. And after this, I get this done, I'm going to fix some pork chops for dinner. That sound good? That goes right there. Yep. Now we've got to build more stairs. So this is like that for the first floor. We're building these almost the same way. Kind of not something I want to do, but I'm not a fan of these stairs, but you know. But down here, though, it looks like we're just, oh yeah, these are going to be like the ones that we did before where they were kind of turned. All right, and then we just snap this here, but I'm going to snap it in like that and then just hinge it in, and I'm just going to drop it down like that. Okay, got that right there. Okay, now we got to make 2 of one of these, or make 2s, 2 2s. So, how's everybody's holidays going? Hope it's going along very good. And if you're in school right now studying and stuff, study really hard. Just study and just get good grades on your midterms. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it's not a... This bag here's got some small parts in here, but... I mean, it is what it is, right? But you know what? I'm thinking... yeah, let's just see how fast we can get this one here done. Okay, so now we got 2 of those. And then now these go in here. Like that. Now if it feels kind of springy, just do that. Oh, wait a minute, but I did forget one part. Let me pull that out. I forgot to put the ball joint in there. I just saw that and I thought, ooh, I better put that in real quick because you know me, I'll forget. So yeah, don't forget those. I think those are like stops to use. Like that. Alright, so I'm just going to set that in there. Put the next one in like that. And we're getting close to the top there, huh? Okay, now it looks like we're putting more wall in. They could have put a 1x8 in there and saved some time, but I guess they didn't want to. All right. Okay. And then we got to take it 1x2, and we're going to put 2 of those on there. You know, I'm really surprised. When I get this done, I'll show you. Lego doesn't make a piece like that. You know how many times I'd like to have a stud closer to the bottom? But do they do that? No, 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 they don't do that. Why, I don't know. I can't answer that. All I can say is that, you know. There we go. Well, I survived that part. Okay, now it looks like we're putting together more steps. Jay, you just stepped out, huh? Yeah, I need to step out a bit. Yeah. I know the bigger colleges, I think they're just starting to get ready to do their finals or something. Out here, I think usually finals happen during, I think, the week before Thanksgiving. And they're off from school. I haven't been in college in so long, I kind of just forgot about it. It's like, when did the kiddies get out of college? Well, young adults anyways, not kiddies. Well, there's some kids that go to college, but I remember though when I was in my 4-year college, there was this guy that was in it, was like 15 years old. He was in a few of the advanced, I think, calculus 4 classes, and he was like, you know, just the school he went to didn't even offer it. I'm like, well, yeah, most high schools don't do that. You know. But he was glad to get out of there. Okay. So now it looks like we're back to the wall again. So we're just kind of interlocking the steps in with it, which is not too bad. And I think whoever's going to get this, if you're planning on getting this, if you're debating, if you're looking for a really lengthy build, and like a build experience, here you go. That's the beauty about doing sets like this, is that they're long and lengthy. If you want something very lengthy, here you go. A lot of good build inspiration. And if you're tired of it and you want to tear it apart for pieces, I know some people frown upon it when I take sets apart, but this is how I harvest ideas and parts, is from sets like this, you know. And just to kind of get inspired on building something like the stairs idea, that'd be a good idea to use for a Victorian house. So just imagine adding some stained glass up there. That'd look really good, you know. All right, now we got to make a door. And these dark brown frame, I got some dark brown doors. I wish Lego would make a 6-panel door. Will they do it? Probably not, but you know, let's put a doorknob on there. And this one's got a hole, so it's obviously can be locked up, huh? That goes right here, right next to the stairs. So, there we go. Okay, looks like we're building a snot wall. Yeah, we're going to have to build that sideways here. If I get done with this, I got to watch some more brain rot. Hey, you know what? When I'm off work, I don't care. I'll watch some really kind of weird, goofy stuff online just to pass the time away. Brain rot. You know, some people look at me as a full-blown adult. For me, I don't want to grow up. That kind of thing. I do that at work. Why do I need to do it at home? And, you got to act mature sometimes. But for me, sometimes I just want to let my hair down and just say, I just want to relax. Kind of just take it easy. Oh, I think I know what they're doing here. Look what they did here. This covers that up. Look at that. So they got that nicely tucked in there. I mean, that looks really good there. That's really good. That's a really good idea. I've done it with that bus that I built. I would use those wall panels to hide things that I don't want to see. Something that's kind of protruding works really well with that too. And then now we are doing, looks like we're adding, trying to think here what I'm trying to say. This right here. So this goes, okay, that cross goes right in there, and this just lassos in. You're going to have to wiggle it in. See how I'm wiggling things with my hand? I'm just going to open up this door here and just kind of rock that in there. I'm assuming that shaft is going to stick through there, and indeed it does. So I was looking at that thinking, yeah, but now that's, I mean, this is how I build my stuff. I interlock everything. And of course, I know my hands are in the way, but I got to see what I'm doing too. See, sometimes if you can't get stuff in, you're going to have to wiggle and jiggle and rock things into place. That's normal. Even I do that. Even when I build my own stuff, I have to rock stuff in place. That's just how it is. And so we have a rounded 3 there. There was building blocks when I was a kid that were like 1x2 and 1x3 bricks, not Lego. It wasn't a Lego brand product. But they were rounded on the side, and you can make rounded sculptures and stuff. I can't remember the name. And there was another block that I used when I was a kid called bristle blocks. Remember those blocks that had the bristles on all the sides, and you could do all sorts of stuff with it? I remember those bristle blocks. If anybody remembers those, or Lincoln logs, be sure to pinch under here. And yeah, I remember those days. I don't have Lincoln logs anymore. My nephew does somewhere. I'd have to find them, but I'd like to kind of tinker with those a bit. Alright, looks like we're adding some furniture in here. Oh no, this is probably the second floor to the shop. Boy, they got a lot of nice colors in here. At least it's normal colors. It's not like pinks and pastels like you'd see in a Friends set. But although I prefer those, I like the oddball colors. And then we have this right here, that dark blue piece. I don't think I have any of those in dark blue. This set here's got a lot of inspiration. And we got a couple of wands here. I wonder if this is for a drum set. Do not throw this on the carpet or on the floor. Boy, stepping on that, or even if the vacuum picks it up, is not good. And where does mine fall? On the carpet. But I know where it's at. I don't have a maid to pick up after me, so I got to do that myself. Alright, looks like that goes 2 studs away right here. Alright. may have to rotate that just to make that fit. You know why it's sticking like that? To poke the eyes out, huh? Alright, we got some more musical instruments. I may have to tag it as musical instruments. Yeah, I think Lego has got a VIP thing today. I need to place an order for parts before the tariffs kick in or something again, and just to try to get some more pieces to build some more cool stuff for you. Okay. And then we got to build two of these. These are probably symbols. Like that. Yeah, this bag here had a lot of small stuff in it today. Not as bad as some of the bags I've done, but still, I mean, what are we about? About 25, 26 minutes into the video. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I know we're not done, but we're getting there. And ooh, this piece is printed. Hold on, I'll show you. Ooh, don't you dare roll off. I saw this in the book, and I was like, there's something, maybe they misprinted or something, but no. That's how it is. So I guarantee you, it looks like a minifigure can wear this. But maybe it's a, hold on, I put that together wrong. Okay, it goes like that. Let me look again. Maybe it's one of those annoying Bluetooth speakers. Man, I hate those things. Okay, it goes like that, so that's a lot stronger now. And then this goes on the stand right here. Like that. And then that's it. We just got a handful of pieces here. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, now we're going to move on to bag 12. And while I'm pouring this out, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help. As well as my Patreon followers. Even the free members, because some of you kind of want a sneak peek of what's going on, and I understand that. I want to thank everyone taking the time to subscribe, like, and comment, as well as for my rebrickable customers. Because now I'm starting to live the dream. Imagine if I were doing this full time. I would have to really push out that stuff. And I don't want to be those guys that have 20 million paid content things on my YouTube channel. And yeah, when you see small bags, we're going to be in here for another 30 minutes. So the last installment was really short. I should have just combined the 3 bags with that one. But, well, live and learn, I guess, huh? Alright. Okay, we got a minifigure we got to put together. Oh. Looks familiar. Is this Justin Bieber's sister? I don't think he even has one. Well, we'll just say Justina. I don't know. Here we go. Well, these kids like to have their sweets, don't they? I got all these big parts, and what I'm doing, looking for the most smallest pieces first. That's why sometimes I hate doing the minifigures, because they just take forever to find all the parts to put together one of these. Alright, I don't have any of these swirl pieces in that color, like a light purple. Of course, she can take her wig off and put this hat on too. Not too bad. Take a closer look at her here. Pretty cool. And here is the hat. Yep. Alright, so now we're moving on to more of this, and something just told on itself. I cannot join a raid right now. I'm sorry. I'm filming. Uh-oh, how bad is this scratched? Lego, now you could stop this at any time. Where's that thing with the black on it again? I don't have anything that has black on it in here, surprisingly. Where's that? Okay, here it is. Can you see those? Like right there. I mean, that's uncalled for, Lego. I'm sorry, Lego, I have to. I gotta ding this down to a 7. I think the lowest I'll go on with damaged merch is about a 5, and after that it would just be a failed grade. Now we're at a C. That's not good. Not good at all. Some have said, well, Jay, this is a kid's toy. Why does it matter? You know, well, it might be a kid's toy, but you're gonna, let's say the set is worth 250 bucks. I don't know what it is, but if you're paying that kind of money, you shouldn't have to get stuff that's scratched or mangled. That would not be fair. I know some of you even told me in the comments, hey, I've been getting my stuff all beat up too. And yeah, that's not fun. Nobody wants to have used Lego. I mean, it doesn't bother me if I'm buying a used Lego set and I know it. That don't bother me. Now, this one's given to me, but still, if I, making sure you're not shutting off camera. If I was paying for this and I saw that, yeah, I would not be a happy camper. And then this one here goes on this side. Okay. Pinch that together. So these long sets, the only problem with these, they just drag out. Doing the reviews on them, they were kind of a turd, not too bad, but just they just take a long time to review after a while. So yeah, it looks like we're building up the bay window for this here. All right. Okay, the white, so the tan goes on the bottom. Well, that's not supposed to do that, huh? Yeah, I need to get back into writing up building guides. When I start getting the big load of sets coming in here, that's where I'm going to feel like I'm under pressure. This one's not due for a while, but I don't want to get too far behind on things. And I got to go find some more. It's all white parts again. It's not a very fun color to work with, especially when I'm looking for more plates with bow, and I don't see them anywhere here. So you know what that means. Let's start sorting things out. We're going to have to find them now. So usually this is what I do. Is, you know, when you're trying to build stuff and you just cannot find a certain piece, you have to sort out by color. And that's what I'm doing here. Well, now I'm sorting out by color and type. I found one here. So I got to find one more. There's just so many little pieces that we're getting back to where we were before with the small annoying parts that you know, little bits and pieces like 1x1s and 1x2s, and we're trying to piece this whole thing together. Whoops, that don't go there. I've skipped a step. That's probably the only thing that's going to kill this set off for a lot of people. It's just, oh wow, I'm getting almost 3,500 pieces. Yeah, it's all small stuff, so it kind of gets to you. It really does. Well, for me anyways. And Alright. Well, at least one thing, it comes with these Friends flowers. These things are pretty nice to have. Even if you're a dude, collect those. They're still good for all sorts of stuff. We're almost halfway through the book here. Alright, so now I'm going to focus my attention here. And there's some kind of an arch here. It's kind of hard to explain. We're going to try to get through that here. Hey, every piece that I put on here correctly is one piece I don't have to mess with. Isn't that cool? So, yeah, right now I'm processing part 1 of this. I started editing part of the review, which is, right now I can't review it because the set's not done. But it's the unboxing of the set. I'm looking for a 1x2 plate. I have these. Did I put these in the wrong place? Oh, I did. Let me take that apart again. All right, I really messed up here. Okay. Those track pieces, they go here. All right. That's why I said watch the video in its entirety. There we go. That's what that's supposed to look like right there. My bad. Okay. I bet there's going to be a mirror of this, but I don't want to take a risk, mess it up, and yeah, I would have to do it again. And that wouldn't be fun, so I don't want to do that. Yeah, I hope everybody's ready for Christmas. I just don't like the chores that's attached to it. That's the only problem about being an adult. It's all chores, and you know, even when I'm done with work, I got to do chores. I still got to fix a dinner and all that stuff. I don't have free time like I was when I was a kid, or even when I was a bachelor. You know. Okay, so it's like that. And then we need a downwards bracket here. This is going to go here, by the way. Oh, okay. So we use these decorative things we use for the sleighs. They stick those in. Oh, okay, look at that. That's kind of cool. Hey, that would work good if you're building a Victorian house. I may have to snag that idea, huh? And then this sits right here. So that's not too bad, huh? Got that right in there, too. Yeah, that one's a little challenging. And then now we got to connect up all the stuff here to make it strong. Yeah, what makes this bag here kind of boring, it's just, it's all small, it's not only small stuff, it's also white stuff too. So I'm just trying to pick everything up right now. Let's start with this here. See how Lego overlaps its joints? Yeah, this is what you want to do here. Okay, we gotta, don't put that in just yet. I want all of them put in there, but I gotta find the one that goes on the top and in the middle. Easier putting that in first before we put that in there. Yeah, be careful because I'm hitting stuff. I'm hitting the furniture inside. That's really going to lock that together. Okay, now it looks like we're putting together the door. We've got to find, let's get our scratch door. Yeah, Lego, that's getting to be uncalled for, but hey, I'm not the one filling the sets. I may have to put it on the thumbnail. Why did this set get a 5? Find out. Okay, and this goes, there's supposed to be 2 studs in there. Right there. But no, I don't think that would be right. I don't think there is 2 studs. That fits better there. It's right there. and it's lined up with this corner here. And the door opens up on the inside. Okay, I survived that. Okay, now we're going to do the other side here. Okay, I'm going to have to... this is the only downside of working on a very small workbench. You know, some of those guys have that big, giant professional Lego workshop where everything's sorted by color. Everything's got white walls. Everything's got its place. The only thing I have that's in place is my ideas. Matter of fact, unlike most guys, all my videos are backed up. I mean, literally backed up. All those Lego things that I put together. Building guides, the works. And no, I don't back everything up in one location. That is a no-no. You don't ever want to do that. Always make copies. Even when you're doing your schoolwork. Back your schoolwork up in 2 or 3 different hard drives. You know. That's never good. You don't want to lose all that work. Alright, so yeah, this one's built a little different. After this, I got to get this bagged in. I got to check on my mom and stuff too. That's the sad thing about taking care of parents is it's my free time. I don't have a lot of it anymore. Yeah, maybe inclined to get a few more of these in white and shove those in there. Okay. You know what? Those would be good for a gazebo too. Okay, and there we go. Right there. Okay, now we got to build the supports for the porch. We just got to build 2 of these. So I'm just going to do these right now, right here. And I'm hoping to get this done before the news comes on, so I can watch the news while I'm fixing dinner. Yeah, that's the beauty about having that iPad and that network tuner, is I can watch the news. I could even watch it right here off camera, of course, while I'm building this, although I'd be more focused on that than building this. But yeah, these candle pieces, hang on to them. They're good little building enhancement devices. And then these go right, okay, they sit right in here like that. Sorry if my hands are in the way, so they're like that. Okay. And then now we got to put in the header. That's not too bad. I built those before in my own builds. Yeah, but I do miss building my own creations, though. That's probably the only downside to doing lots of reviews. Yes, I get a steady flow of parts. Okay, that's it's just hard to do my own stuff because right now I could be doing a prototype on something else. But if I did, I wouldn't have all the awesome parts to do that. So I got to really think that out, you know. Hope you can still see what I'm doing. I got to charge the battery up on this thing. It's already dead, so when I get this all done, I'm going to have to do that. The reason why I like having a charged battery, just in case I ever lose power or something like that, that gives me a chance to sign off promptly without corrupting a file. And then now we got to flip this over and put this round piece here, and I bet those candlesticks are going to fit right in there. And that's exactly what's going to happen there. Now this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So what I'm going to do here, I think the easiest thing to do would be to stick the candlesticks in there first. And then I'm just going to kind of wiggle it in. And don't get too aggressive because you could break this. And yeah, make sure the doors pinch together. I'm going to pinch that. There we go. Survived that. Hey, I didn't mess that up. That's pretty good, huh? Well, supposedly, we don't know. Okay, now it looks like we're turning our attention to some furnishings. Furniture, furnishings. There we go. Looks like we're building ourselves a little lectern or podium. For the bowl pit. Somebody's asked me, which is a good build? I'd like to do it, but it would have a whole bunch of controversy with it. Build a church. And I was talking about it one time. Put that right in the middle. There we go. And I was talking about doing a church, and I'm trying to get this thing here to rotate down like that. But the problem with the church is that oh, that don't make sense. Let me put that down there like that. That makes a little better. The problem with the church is if I do a specific religion, it could cause a whole bunch of problems. I was one time said, how would you guys feel if I built a church? I did it on my discussions tab on YouTube. And I said, I'm just going to build just a very, just a very basic church, something with a lot of detail. I want to get into the stained glass and architecture, because churches have a lot of that stuff going on. And next thing you know, people were starting to say, well, can you do this religion? Can you do this type of church? I just wanted to build a church. It didn't have to be any kind of church, just one specific type or anything, just a generalized version of one. And next thing you know, there was a whole bunch of, there was a little religious disagreement in there, and I just thought, okay, then I won't be doing that. So I didn't even bother with it. Kind of sad, but this goes right there. There we go. And I thought, well, I better not do the church thing then. I thought it would be a cool idea, but I just didn't want the drama that was going with it. Okay, now we got to put together a little door here. But I really wanted to get into making a church, but it's not going to happen. Okay, we got a hallway there. Isn't that cool? We got a problem though. There's going to be a draft in here. There's a windstorm. All the leaves are going to blow off from the trees into here. So that's why you never see me build a church. As much as I'd like to build one, I never did. But I really want to get into building one. Not under any religion, but I just don't want the drama that's attached to it. I did get a request one time to build a certain type of church, but it was a building guide. Right when I was starting to get into building guides, and I said sure, and then I started coming up with an idea that it was very religion specific, but this individual wanted me to build one. Okay, sure. And then he was going, well, can you just make a video on this? I said, oh no, I don't want to make a video on that. I said, because that'd be opening up a can of worms there. I said, a lot of people are just not that nice, and they'll kind of get a little hateful on things. And then the guy was just like, oh, don't worry about it. And I said, well, I just don't want to do that on the channel. And then never heard from him again. I contacted him about it and see if he would still want to go on with the project, and kind of got blown off. And then, yeah, that was pretty much the end of that. So that kind of thing. And well, yeah. Okay, it looks like we're done here. So, well, I'm gathering all this up. Summation of thoughts. And yeah, despite the scratched part with the glass, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So essentially in this installment, we just kind of worked on this back portion of the wall here. But what I'm going to do here, let's see, bag 13. Oh yeah, this one's pretty involved here. Then we got 14. Yeah. Oh yeah, look, we're over halfway done. But I'm still pretty pleased with this set. If nothing was scratch, I'd say it was probably would be at a 9.5 so far. Just we've had some pieces that have been flaking, but not really hardcore. But I'm pretty pleased with it. I just wish Lego would take better care in packing this stuff. And if yours sticks up like that, plates and bricks have different thicknesses or lengths, so that's why. Well, okay. I think that's where we're going to wrap up for the day. And those missing pictures on the phone, I had everything misnumbered, so I got everything corrected there. But, oh, you know what? You can't see what I'm doing there. Huh, that is not good, because I'm depriving you of your viewing pleasures, huh? I gotta have fun with these. As you could tell, though, we're getting somewhere. Not too bad, but tell me what you think so far.